One of my guests tonight is, I hope you're not offended at my daring neckline, but we can't find another tie until tomorrow. One of the nice things about Shirley MacLaine is that when she isn't working, she's not sitting by a swimming pool soaking up sunlight. She's always doing something active and busy, and she's written a best-selling autobiography, which she actually wrote herself, in spite of the rumors that nobody ever really writes his own book or her own book. And she did a television series that was not a bestseller, although her book was. Must be an awful feeling. And she was in a provocative film called Desperate Characters, and she's in another provocative film, the title of which intrigues me. It's called The Possession of Joel Delaney. I don't even know if Joel Delaney is a man or a woman. And she has been around the country lately, taking its pulse, so to speak. Will you welcome Miss Shirley MacLaine? How are you?
For another 100, I'd like to see the rest.
You'd like to see the rest for another 100?
I've often wondered what's going on under there.
How exactly do you mean that?
If I give you the 100, will you show me?
You played one hooker in a movie, and look at
Five.
you. 5?
It's $20 a time.
5? I don't understand 5.
Oh, I'm everybody's hooker next door.
Oh, are you? But you're also quite respectable, and and there's a respectable side to you, at least, that I know
I'm talking
of.
about my film career.
Hey, tell me about the title of your film, and then we won't have to...
This new one that's coming.
Because the subject matter does interest me. They don't always, and I often say that they do, to be nice to the guests, but this does.
It's called The Possession of Joel Delaney, and it's about the occult, the spiritismo, a real sort of phenomenon going on in America.
Yes, it is.
Which I don't necessarily believe in.
Is it witchcraft in that?
Hmm?
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, it's really frightening. A lot of people are carried away by it, really believe in it.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
And is this a fictional treatment of the series?
Well, it was written by a lady who did have an experience with a close younger man who was involved with schizophrenia. I think it was schizophrenia, but he thinks he was possessed. He thinks he was possessed by a killer, and he got into that scene, and it was difficult for him to get out, and nobody could explain it. And so she wrote a book that was fiction, but it was...
Based on a real case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been possessed? I've put that badly. Have you ever felt the presence of a spirit and been in a room where there was a seance?
I sort of get possessed by good spirits and the feeling that everything is much better than it actually is. But these people that I was involved with when I made the film really believed it. Oh, they really did think that... See, when you don't have explanations for human behavior that's despicable, you have to go to something. So I think they decide that it's the spirit of the devil combined with some sort of primitive superstition, and they come up with the spiritismo or occult. I have great respect for it, although I don't really believe in it.
But you said the people you made it with do believe in it. Do you mean the actors or the...
Yes, we had some actors who were very adept at it, and they were good at conducting a spiritismo sessions and exorcisms.
That's new to me, spiritismo. Where does
Well, it
that
was
come
to
from?
me too.
The word.
It's a combination of probably the Catholic Church and primitive cultures, because they were all Catholic down there in the islands, particularly Puerto Rico, which is where this is very prevalent. It's really a mind blower. I didn't understand it at first, but I was so interested in doing the subject because I know it's so popular in America. And like I said, I have respect for it, even though I don't believe in it. That we tried to make a picture that was real, and it is terrifying.
Is it a little scary to people?
Yeah, I like it.
Chill the
because of the actuality that it could really happen. I mean, here's your Norman Rockwell type family with a nice, affluent lady in the upper 70s. It takes place here in New York, and she is blind to a lot of the deprivation in the world and what's going on. And suddenly her life begins to crumble because of the behavior of her brother. Yeah. And he's been possessed by a man who really hasn't had the affluence and the comforts and the conditions and education that a lot of us have had, and he comes back and revenges himself, and that's what it's about. Yeah. So you see the disintegration of this woman's personality, and she's woken up too late.
Are you Joel Delaney? Is that the man?
I'm
the
the sister, and he's my brother.
Yeah. Okay. When we get back, have you been around the country?
Yeah, that's really
Did you actually find Middle America?
There's about 30 universes going on out there.
Okay. We'll be back and find out where they are. We'll be right back. Is that what? Are we back? Oh, are we on television? Oh, get nervous. You've just been around the country.
Yeah.
Well, around the country. I mean, in the country, and tell me what's going on with you. Why aren't you making movie instead of that?
Well, I'm campaigning for someone I'm not supposed to mention the name of, according to ABC's rules. So we're all these, so you know who it is.
Oh,
They
I'm going to
couldn't-
throw myself in front of your bosom so they can't see you.
I
like
didn't
that.
hear you.
Now we have to.
You know,
Now we've got it. Now we have to get an audience for each candidate.
it'll be silent. Silent. You won't hear anything.
It's going to be very hard.
What? Well, let's turn the cameras out there and we'll applaud and see what's going on.
But you know,
No.
really, that FCC ruling, I did check, and it doesn't apply to people like me. It applies to the candidates. So it is up to each individual network to give these rules. I mean, I understand.
What were you
that
told?
when-
That you can't come on and mention a candidate's name
I
because
couldn't
then
say
you have
his
to have
name.
every other candidate's supporters on? Is that it?
It's equal time. I don't know if they'd have Hubert Humphrey on because I've been on for George McGovern. I don't know, but it wouldn't seem to me quite equitable.
Because it seems logical that eventually we will have people on who will speak for anybody in the natural course of events.
Sure,
I
but
mean,
what's happening is
I've had
because
Wallace supporters on from show business.
that's right. You see, the conclusion you reach is that because you have to observe equal time for everybody, nobody gets on. You see, that's what's really happening.
Well,
Anyway,
I'd rather hear about you and what you've been
that's
doing
where
out
I've
there.
been, and I've been doing it now since January, every day. You know, absolutely every day, and I've been in about 12 states now. And I'm not kidding. I thought I knew America, but I don't suppose anyone really knows. But the thing to pick up on is the pulse of the mood, you know, the anxieties, these things that are making them, this universe of people out there, both happy and sad and frustrated and demoralized, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been in places like bowling alleys and supermarkets and church groups and coffee clutches and women's clubs and campuses and ladies' rooms and dining clubs and, well, just everywhere. I guess I must see like 500 people a day. That's a lot of people. And what I'm learning is that they're really trying to tell us something, you know, those of us who are supposed to be in the forefront of artists and making films and books and television, and those of them who are politically trying to lead the country, they know a little bit more than those of us give them respect for knowing. And that's why I got involved with this. When you really realize that the bottom falls out of your own industry, you relate it immediately to the fact that the bottom dropped out of the country. And what you have to go to is the source of the reason why. And their responses are more sophisticated and more respectful than we realized.
But we often hear that it's just an illusion created by the media that people are vitally concerned with all the problems that the papers and magazines are. But that when you get out and meet them,
Yeah.
what they're really concerned about is, are they going to get well, this is a national issue, I suppose, but aren't they going to get their meals paid for that week, and are they going to be able to afford school and that they're not that concerned with all of the things
so
that
much-
make journalism.
The thing that I'm finding everywhere is the thing they're most concerned with is truth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not an abstract notion. They want to be told the truth. They want the president to tell them the truth. They want our movies to tell them the truth. And the reason they're not responding, I mean, if we make 135 pictures a year and 6 or 7 are hits, then there's something wrong about the truth we're reflecting of that society. And this isn't unrelated to politics, you know, because it all is sort of lumped up together in the last analysis. We're a little bit out of touch with what they're feeling, and they're desperately trying to tell us the truth.